to Live with Joan. I'm so excited to be here today because it's the first Live with Joan, and I've got a very special guest, Michael Lane. If you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, healer, and founder of Communication with All Life University, CWALU. And I've had a big mission last year my mission was to help 1 million animals. And I think next week we're going to do a little intention setting with what we're going to all focus on together as far as an intention goes for this year. But anyway, this last year has been amazing because we had, this group has grown, the tribe has grown. There have been a lot of people that have joined different classes, programs, what have you. And I know we reached the 1 million, so I want to say thank you. And like I said, next week we're going to up the game a bit. But today we get to have our student, graduate, teacher appreciation day with Michael Lane. Hooray!
Yay, Michael.
And before we get started, are there people here?
Yes, Cindy Coleman says hi there. Carrie Beth says, hi, my friends. Carrie says hi, Michael.
Carrie.
Suzanne Robinson's waves. Jane Hirata. She goes, good morning from cold, gray, and rainy Hawaii.
Wow, we were feeling so bad, Jane.
We feel so bad for you.
I feel your pain because you know what? I fed horses this morning at 36 degrees and broke ice for the horses' water and went on a hike at 38. I know it's not snowing. I know it's not raining, but I feel your pain.
It was cold. So, okay. People are coming on, yeah.
Okay. And so some of the things that I want to say before we get going with the interview is that we have lots of fun things coming up. At the end of the month, we start another Animal Communication Level 1. And if you are interested in EFT, I'm teaching EFT at Edgar Cayce the last weekend in March. I'm teaching Animal Communication at in Orange County on January 26th. I'll put all this in, make sure my event page is in here. And then, of course, there's the Spring Intensive, and it's not too soon to get ready for that. Is the Spring Intensive fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So, anyone new? No?
Yes. Karen Jones says hello. Lorraine Bollinger says snow in Boise.
Oh, yeah.
Leslie Williams says hi.
You know, Lorraine just joined the big program.
Yay, Lorraine! Mm-hmm. I'm excited. We're friends on Facebook. So.
You already knew that.
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, that was a good hooray.
And then Colette, Colette says greetings from Florida. Sorry, Colette, I just froze on your last name.
Okay.
Yeah. Kathy's on too, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. And today, I think it's really important to, it's one thing for everybody to know what it is that I do as an animal communicator, and I've got lots of, of course, ways that I share that, right? I've got books, I've got this, I've got blogs, I've been interviewed a bunch, and so I wanted to, for you to see what the life is like for somebody who's either going through the program, gone through the program, or is out there as an animal communicator. And so Michael Lane is my first guest, and I'm so excited. And he's, like everyone here, he was a true animal lover and had lots of animals growing up, but it was one cat in particular, and I'm sure you all have the same thing out there, that you have one animal that's put you in this group. And, of course, that's all accentuated by my cat, Francesca. She knows that we've got a cat guy here. But anyway.
She's flirting.
Yeah, exactly. She is
flirting.
So tell me about the animal that first got you interested and why you understood there was a really deep relationship.
So my first cat ever, we did not grow up with cats. And when I was in my 20s, my girlfriend at the time had a friend who worked at a grooming salon, and a litter of kittens had been dumped in the dumpster behind the salon. Rescued him, and so she was like, you want a kitten? I was like, I had a job where I knew I couldn't get a dog because I worked a lot, and so I was like, sure, and especially black cat. So a black cat, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be sort of edgy, you know. And so I got this black kitten, and I don't know. I don't think I had any expectations. Like I said, I was completely new to cats. And over the course of time, not only did I discover like how amazing cats are, but like I just our bond became so deep over time that like he became my best friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, it completely changed like everything. Like I loved animals, but I still felt like animals are there, I'm here, right? And I didn't consider them equals or like emotionally complex, and that like this guy became my friend, like my best friend, like there's no doubt. Yeah.
Okay, now that we need
Oh yeah.
Kleenex.
I'm literally I got teary.
I forgot to mention
I'll get
there's Kleenex everywhere. I think there's some in that drawer over there. I think that's where I put it the other day on the front side. So did other people share that interest with you? I mean, or did you seem kind of?
Yeah, I don't think most people really got that. You know, I think, you know, especially that time. I think overall, you know, as a society we're growing, but you know, it's just a cat to most people. And so, you know, that it's sort of a private relationship. I didn't really share, but just, you know, and I was going through a lot of stuff in my 20s, you know, and this was the consistent relationship I had. Like that cat loved me no matter what screw up I did or like, and you know, I don't know, it was totally mutual too. And so, yeah, I don't think most people were on that level. So that was interesting, but
You didn't share it.
A little bit, but yeah, I think, you know, and especially as a man, and it's a cat, like a dog is okay to maybe come out with that, but so yeah, I felt like maybe I'm gonna get ostracized or, you know, something if I am honest about. Now, of course, I don't care. Like now, it's just like it's so important, you know, that I honor him, you know.
Yeah.
Because like he kind of started me, you know, on this, you know.
I've got Kleenex for everybody.
Yeah. What was his name?
I would get Bandit.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is really awesome, and I know because I have a horse that got me started. It's like I feel like everybody has that animal that puts us in this seat, you know, and it's so I love to start with that, and even in the book club I'm going to start with that question because something got somebody writing about animals, you know. Anyway, so then you went to Thailand with your wife. Was she your wife at that time?
No, I went. I actually just met her like 4 months prior, so that was hard. I had already sort of been in the planning stage of that because I quit my job and I was kind of like it was kind of like I needed to do some other things, and I was like my animal thing was becoming real big, and I was like I want to meet an animal that is just going to be like I really like it's going to be hard to meet. It's not something usual or whatever. And it was two things. It was like either big cats and elephants. And I just started Googling things, and I came upon like these people in Thailand. They rescue elephants from sort of the tourist camps or logging, and they sort of rehabilitate them, reintroduce them back into the wild. And I was like, yeah, I want to meet an elephant. And so yeah, after that. After that trip, which is about a month, and it was hard on a relationship because, you know, we were Skyping from Thailand and sometimes things would drop, and I was in the mountains of Chiang Mai, you know, in this village. So, but I came back, and I think better for my relationship, and certainly better for animals. Like after meeting elephants, and I didn't know how to communicate with them or anything like that, but that experience, just observing them, being with them, because that's what you do every day. You're you're hiking into the woods to go track down where are the elephants and hang out with them, basically.
Note to self.
Oh, it was amazing.
I'm putting it on I have a list of trips over there.
Yeah. You have to meet an elephant, like, not in a zoo, and it's natural.
Yeah, I take people like the Sheldrick Trust did the orphan.
Right.
Way out there. Yeah,
right.
We spent 4 days with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that made me know I have to do something for animals. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know if I'm going to be, because of my relationship, I don't think I'm going to be going to Thailand like every 6 months. Mm-hmm. But, that was like, I don't know what it would be. And, that started me looking around, okay, what do I do to help animals? Because I need to do that.
So how did you find animal communication?
I took, I had a friend who was one, and I used them when I had a difficult sort of cat introduction, and she offered a couple introductory classes, but also said up front, she wasn't interested in doing anything advanced or whatever, so I learned a few things, and I also learned that it was real, that I could do it, like, in the practice stuff. And I learned also that the way in was through meditation. My meditation practice was really strong. So to me, it's like meditation compared with, and plus, helping, connecting, talking with animals. It's a real thing. It's not, it's not a parlor trick. It's not a game.
Right.
It's not, woo-woo. And at that point, I was like, I need a teacher. And so, and I knew also that, I was hoping, I made a list of like or it was in my head of like, they have to have integrity, they have to be practical, they have to run it like a college course. I mean, does this sound like some of the things that you do? And I wanted to be in person.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and so
I didn't know that.
You did an introductory class locally at the Bodhi Tree, and I was there, and after that class, I knew it was you. And then
that was on my birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, that was my birthday present to myself, as I got to teach.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like everything, how you ran that class, even in that hour, like I knew, and then you were offering like the intensives, and so I booked that immediately, and after that experience, and people were talking about this big program, I was like, yep, I'm doing it. I want to do it. Like I need to do it.
Yeah, I remember you sitting here and all the girls thinking you were so cute. They were so grateful that a guy was here.
Yeah, I mean, we need more men. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the one thing, and I'm glad I am, a man doing it.
I'm so glad too.
Yeah.
I'm really, seriously, all, any funny aside, it's so important because I feel like that's just going to bring about the change we need.
I think if other men see that, like,
dudes are doing it.
Yeah, and it's a real thing, and you're helping animals, and it's okay to be open about your love, because honestly, how many men there are around our country and the world, they love their dogs, they love their animals, and maybe they're a little too, they don't want to like admit it like too openly.
Right. Men are more. I mean, they certainly share about their dogs.
Yeah.
And some guys will share about horses. We're really glad that you're a cat daddy.
Yeah.
How many cats do you have?
6 cats.
And you turned your wife into a cat.
She's
crazy cat lady.
Yeah, and she has. She kind of really raised our youngest, our kitten. So there's a really deep bond between them.
And she wasn't a cat person to start.
No. And the kind of cat that was most sort of glommed onto me is now really glomming onto her. And that's Picasso. Like, so there's two cats that she has a real serious bond with. And then the others, I have a couple that have been always like, you know, they were almost feral, and it took me years for them to sort of, you know, warm up to me, you know, so, hi.
So now that you went through the program, and what did you, like, you learned the animal communication, you're great at tapping, you love the scalar wave. Maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the things that you've used it for.
So I have my own practice. I, graduated the program. The tapping and scalar that I learned, just like, and again, like, for me, like, I have to do it and I have to see it, and seeing it over and over work. And then that's one thing in the class and run by you, but then in my own practice to see it, because you still, like, I think there's a little deep part of me that's like, is this really gonna work?
Yeah.
And it happens, and the way you set up the class is great, because you have to do a certain number of, like,
Case
real
studies.
world before you're allowed to go into business or charge money, and that really builds it up, so you go, okay, yes, this works. And I've used tapping for everything. I've used tapping for, I had a woman adopt basically a feral cat, bring it in the house, and the cat's attacking everybody. And, after one tapping session, like, this is a cat also, I did a communication, severe abuse, always fighting, and just after one tapping session, improvement. After 3, like, sort of relaxing, she shows me pictures of next to the cat that it was attacking. I've used tapping, the best thing I've used tapping for is finding a lost animal, which I was like, because tapping just gets into that stuff, the beliefs, the emotions and that we hold that we don't realize
is a part of our auric field, part of our energy
it's
field.
such a powerful tool, and
Yeah.
scalar wave too, and I
This
over
is
and
music
over.
to my ears, right?
Yeah. It's just amazing, those things, and it blows me away, even though, like, I've done it so many times now.
It still blows me away,
Yeah.
right? All of it blows me away. Even like yesterday, I did a few sessions. I don't usually work on a Monday, but I'm not going to work this Friday, so I shoved people into Monday. And I had so many people whose animals had crossed, or they were about to let their animal go, and it was just like such a beautiful thing to spend my afternoon with these people in this space, right? Like, and I could get teary-eyed thinking about that. Like, that blows my mind that I get to do that, still.
Yeah.
And I always say I'm going to quit doing sessions, but, the school keeps me super busy, but
Yeah.
I still like doing a few here and there. And I love the ones that do get through the guard door. Somebody that really fights to get in there. Is that a cat? And your dog? Yeah, so anyway, so when you get to, so you're really starting to get going now. And what do you love about it the most?
Well, I get to talk and, connect with animals all the time. Like, and they're all different. They're all so emotionally complex. I've found, like, spiritually complex. Like, I've ran into animals that I'm like, okay, you are more evolved than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm just gonna stay out of the way and listen to what you say and you tell me. But yeah, I get to do that all day. Now, it is a job, because people, they come to us because they have problems.
Right.
So, you have, there's work. But, you're helping people and you're helping their animals. Like, how great is that for someone who loves animals?
That's the greatest job on the planet.
Yeah.
But every now and then, just like with a lot of us didn't become veterinarians because we couldn't do a surgery, we couldn't put an animal down. Yet we still see heartbreaking things. I'm not going to say yesterday was easy, So how do you have good boundaries because you learn them here?
Yeah.
And you already have them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you teach really good boundaries, and you realize once you get in practice for yourself, like how really important. But I went in also and I go, there's some I'm just not going to know, and I'm going to have to make the boundaries as I go.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, I know I'm going to be learning. I know, like, one problem I have is I go over, like, constantly. And that's kind of, when I'm really busy, I won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And, but it's
a little bonus gift right now.
Right. And you learn, I'm learning. But yeah, you teach really good boundaries. So it's like you have that out of the gate, or, I had that out of the gate. And then I knew, like, because you never know what you're going to encounter and what boundaries you're going to have to come up with based on who you're dealing with.
Did you say there's some?
Yes, I'm actually responding.
Okay, so I have a couple more questions.
Yeah, I'm responding. I'm taking care of it.
And then I definitely want people to ask you questions. So you started to say that also that you get to do what you love. Do you have any stories of like a favorite situation?
I have a lot, and even like some of the more wrenching ones. One of the better ones is this woman called me from Scotland and wanted me to connect with her cat, and her cat was back in California in Santa Monica, and what happened is they had to move for the job, and the quarantine procedures, I guess, were so
gnarly. Yeah,
and this was an old cat. This was a 19-year-old cat. And so this woman, I can't remember how she found out about me, but she called me up from Scotland and was like, I've been having dreams about this cat lately, and I feel guilty because, we left her behind. And they left her behind with like family, friends, like 3 guys who like take good care of them. It's not like they were neglectful or anything like that, but so I did a communication and everything, and it was one of those animals that is just like an advanced soul. This like, and it ran the gamut. It ran, it was very sort of proud, sort of queen cat in a way, and it took me a while to get to, she was kind of hurt that because this cat was extremely bonded with this woman in particular, the whole family, but like they were like sisters, and it took me a while to get like there's hurt there, like the cat was hurt, but the cat was also the scenes that they showed of, and this is to me the best thing that I get to experience is the bond from the animal's point of view of the love that they have for the human, that I'll get in feelings, I'll get in pictures of like what the animal shows me of how they connect with their person. I'll tell the people and I go, I did that all the time, like I sat that way, or she sat on my, and feeling that, and it's just amazing to me. Like I got a peek into what their connection with and the love from the animal's point of view. And then the other thing is this cat was like, I believe we're going to be reunited.
Oh.
And sure enough, this woman emails me this summer. It's like, we moved back.
Oh my God!
So
great.
That's so
awesome.
She's back with the cat, and she was like so thankful because she could rest easy. Like she knew the cat didn't like blame her,
Right.
But it's just. But I have a lot of those, and even some of the more wrenching ones are the hard ones, the animals that are passing or have already passed.
Mm-hmm.
And when people have all this guilt or regret and they get closure and they're like crying and I'm crying, I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. The questions.
No, I answered. Robin Leslie says, "Hi, Joan. Thanks so much for doing this. It's very informative." Bayara Mirabri says, "Wow, that is so interesting, using tapping to find a lost animal."
Yeah.
That one never occurred to me, to use tapping. Susan Robinson said, "I'm so new, I don't know what tapping is. I must find out." And I responded,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Hold on. Nancy Snyder, could you please explain a little about what your practice looks like? Is it mainly in person at your home or theirs, or by phone? About how many clients do you see per day, per week?
Nancy's in the program, so that's a great question.
And what is your max before you get too fried to give good service?
That's a really good question.
That's a great question, yeah.
Right. I'm still building my practice, so I'm not packed to the gills. So, and my practice, like, I usually work from late afternoon to the evening, figuring like people work, and I don't get many in-persons, and I know some people do. So most of my stuff is over the phone or over video chat. I have done in-persons. It's funny, I have plenty of LA clients. I have not done that many in person. I mean, it's hard to drive even in LA. And I do have a limit, and I found that out from experience. I cannot do more than 5 per day right now. That's my limit, and maybe that'll change.
No, you know what? That's a really good thing to know, because that's 5 hours, or it's 4. It could be, if you did half hours, that's 2.5. I mean, I think that's a really good thing to know, because if you know that, you can do all sorts of things to enrich your life in the morning. Like for me, before I had a school, it was always like, get my horses out, get my dogs out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do all this.
Yeah.
And then, so my morning is really enriching, and then I'm completely available for those 5 people.
Right.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be less is more and give quality rather than quantity.
Yeah. Because if you're just, I did like, when I was doing some of the practice ones or whatever, I had a few days. This is how I found out what 5 was my limit, where like I had 8 or 10, and like you're rolling one into, and it's like, it's, and they're emotional, and it's too much.
Yeah, and
So.
I feel like another thing is that I was thinking about this since I've been divorced. Anyway, I've been living with my horses for a long time now, and one thing that always gets me out of my head is going down and feeding and doing that last, like, cleaning up poop. You know what I mean? I have that thing that separates the day, and it's almost an important thing, talking about boundaries, to have. And I know Nancy lives with her equines, because she's got a donkey.
Really cool.
Yeah. But and she's got horses, but having that break at the end too, and sometimes having a break in the middle. When I lived in West Hollywood, I would sometimes go down. My yoga teacher lived down the street, so I rode in the morning and I'd work, and at 4:00 I'd go down to his house and meditate a second time, come back, and I could do a couple more.
Right.
It's like you just have to build that muscle.
Yeah. I can't roll one into the other. I need a break.
Yeah, I can, but I've been doing it for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So,
You have.
I know. I know. It's crazy. I was thinking about, it's like, talking about limits. I found out that my limit in a barn is 15 horses.
Wow.
I once did 17 and I just hit the wall. But 15 is it. And that's 7.5 hours. And someone's
17, of course. 15, oh my God.
And that someone's got to bring lunch and someone's got to bring lattes.
Yeah.
And if it's
15, one after the other?
Yeah, I used to book barns and just boom, boom, boom,
Wow.
boom. I still do. That's what I could go up to Seattle tonight and book 4 barns without even just telling 4 people, and I could be busy for days.
And you're teaching us how to do that, so.
Well, maybe we should make a video. But so that would mean you'd have to come up there with me. I mean, I used to do it here too, but I just
Twist my arm.
Yeah, no, and I do love doing that, because you just you're in it.
That's true. Especially if you're out at someone else's.
And you're doing psychic events, right? So you're understanding what it is to just.
That's true. That's one after the other.
Yeah, And that's really good because, you have to stay grounded. You have to, like, be
and there's all kinds of noise
and
going on. Yeah.
And then, like, the smell of popcorn and, like, or something.
Yeah. When the first one, I didn't think, can I do this? I don't know if I can do this. But it's
a deep meditation, like you just go in. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, comments, observations?
No, that was just people are watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you see opening up for you? How do you see this? You just feel like you're going to keep growing and...
Yeah, I want to keep growing. I want this to be a huge business. Obviously you're a great model, and kind of looking at you as a model, and the thing is, like, I am open. I have no idea where this is going to lead me. I have a sneaking feeling that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
that
I know that.
With going through all this, that it can get so much deeper. So I have no idea where it's ultimately going to carry me. I know it's going to be animals, and I'm going to be connecting with them, and I'm just going to, and I build my practice and see what happens. Like, I feel like this work, the best part is, like, when you are actually in there with the animal, like, that part is going to, it's going to deepen, it's going to open, it's going to go to some other... I just feel it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that's going to look like.
I know that feeling. I didn't know it was going to be a school, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I know what you're talking about. I remember that feeling, and Claudia's nodding her head. She feels that thing too. It's like...
Yeah.
It's because it's like we're in a frontier that nobody is. And I remember in the 90s doing it, like, there were not many people doing it, and we were few and far between. And so it was really exciting. It was really, who knows where it's going to go. And I feel like there's another... I've kind of not settled here with this, but, with the school, we have the animal communication, the energy healing, and I'm building out the wildlife and nature part of the school. So it's going to be, fully, I could sit and make up content until the end of time.
And you have.
Yeah. I just do a brain dump. Yeah. Kat actually said to me one day, she's like, it's a little intimidating, but I've gotten used to it. Because I'll be like, I have an idea. And she's like, oh my God. Right. Here we go. Months of writing. But the thing is that new frontier is, for me, it's building out a school and making it so normal, right? But you guys are now the boots on the ground. And you're going to make it normal in a different way. And it's so important. What do you do? Do you have people that are skeptical still?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you think it's widely accepted?
Yeah, I do have skeptics. I still have my own sort of veil. So there's still a bit of a double life. There's certain people, like, I come from another career and other stuff that I have to feel people up.
Tell your career.
Editor, movie trailers. So, and I still do it. So, and so with those people, I'm sort of more protective and sort of selective about who I reveal to. And some people are open and some people aren't. And, I feel like it's something you said, I believe, on, I read that, years ago, yoga was like, no one knew about it, and it was like, what is that? Like, is that real?
Yeah, it's going to go against the church.
And I have a friend who does acupuncture. I can remember when that was like, what is that? Is that real? Does that...
Right.
And I think it's the same thing. It's going to... And I like your approach because... And this is my approach, is like, I kind of try and... kind of give people the idea, like, look, you can do this yourself. These are your animals. This is your bond with your animal. You can. They want to communicate with you. Like, we need to, mainstream it.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I do too. Yes. Claudia.
So I have two people asking, what are the psychic events? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So there's certain fairs, there's usually pet fairs. I've not had great success at them. You have to, because those are not necessarily people who know what animal communicating is, so I've gone to those and gotten no business. But psychic fairs are usually like people where you're sharing space with like tarot readers, and they're fairs. Like they're you have booths in like some kind of downtown area, and you'll set up your little booth, and there'll be tarot readers and people selling crystals, or maybe doing massage or healing, and that's where I'm in one now that I'm a regular there, and I'm crowded. Like I get a lot of business there. I feel like I fit in there. They're really, it's a great environment, and I meet great people, great animals.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I did a lot in the beginning. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I feel like I have to. Like you have to sort of get the word out, and like, yeah, I mean.
And the other thing is, going back to boots on the ground, it's a real training for you to be in that space, because that's actually the training for when you do get so busy that you do call after call after call after call.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, with a fair, like, I don't have many breaks. It's just
and
like.
your wife goes?
Yes, I couldn't do it without her, because, and she's the one at the front who, like, has to hear all the stories about, like, my dog and this and that, and it's, whatever, and she's like, okay, well, do you want a session, or, so, but yeah, like, because I'm in the middle of the session, and she's, she's out there, and if I had to do both, I couldn't, like, at the busy ones. Some of the smaller ones, I can probably do it myself, but yeah, I couldn't do it without her, so.
I love that. That's
So,
great.
Nancy, to answer your question, she wants to know if you actually do readings there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, in person,
Yeah.
yep.
So, and then how do you handle that? Some people are asking, how do you handle while you're in the fair doing the readings, like, as Joan was saying, the distractions and all that?
I mean, you get used to it. You learn that it's part of it. Like, I always learned, when I learned meditation as a tool, like, because anywhere you meditate, you never know what's going to happen, right? Someone could be working construction across the street, and the buzzsaw could be going, and it's like, what? Or I guess I'll quit my meditation. Or you go, well, this is part of my meditation. That sound, I'm just incorporating into my meditation, So, and if you do that, if you have that thing of like, I accept it, like I'm not like, oh, that awful noise.
I can't. Yeah.
Right? It goes away. You don't notice it because you're in a meditation.
Even when a puppy is biting you in the morning. And I have her on the leash so she doesn't go after the cat, so it's like, quick grab, I feel you. And I go back in.
And Kathy Boyer wants to know, do you charge for those readings at the fairs?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes.
And this is my question, do you do normally 15-minute readings? What's the maximum time?
Yeah, I found I started with like offering different like 10, and I found a sweet spot for me is 15 minutes, and so that's what I do.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah, but 10 minutes is just like, and because people, they have to tell you a little bit of story. They have to tell you about their animal, and so you have to, and there's the part where you have to tell them what you got.
And the part you're connecting.
So lawyer's daughter, what if you just cut them off in 2 minutes? And then what if you were going to do 10, cut them off in 2 minutes, find that internal clock for just getting as much information as you can and giving it. I mean, believe it or not, you could do it in 10 minutes. I've been able to do, like, even for radio shows, I have 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So if that challenge exists, I'm as your former teacher.
Yeah, absolutely.
I invite you.
Yeah, it's I don't do that many yet.
15 minutes is a good sweet spot for sure.
Yeah.
But I know you could do 10 minutes.
I could, and I have And I did do it, before I went to 15. It was just
Yeah.
like, I think especially in the beginning, I'm like, I need to give everybody a good experience. So, like, because I was constantly running long, so it was like 15 minutes, I give them
That's what it is, yeah. Any other questions, comments, observations?
No, but she's stealing the show, so.
Yes, she is?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Someone said that she looks really sweet, and then she'll just give a look and then go back to sleep.
Oh, she's the best. She loves that the puppy's in the other room. That she has, the puppy and the babysitter. All right. Well, what time is it?
10:40. So yeah,
Wow.
we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Okay. Any last thing you want to share with anyone? Like, oh, I know. One more question before.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found that we have a good tribe?
Yes. Oh my God. So, yeah, I mean, like, even after I graduated, I sort of I've made it a point, I need to meet with some of the people I graduated with on a regular basis because these are my friends now. These are
They have
people.
a club without me.
Yeah. Well, it's just because you're always invited, obviously.
Yeah, no, I would love to come one day. First, I have a need to see Michelle's house, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, these are people who get what I get, get animals like I do, and I've my whole life been searching for people like this. So once you find them in your class,
it's the most unbelievable group.
Yeah.
And the extension of it is this learn to communicate with animals with Joan, for sure. But one thing I want to say about that, though, is that I am so glad as someone that has been the teacher that you guys have a space where you stand in your own power. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is, I'll show up one of these times, but I love that you guys have that.
Yeah.
I've been to them, and what I love is not only being there and we eat and we talk and we share stories, but that people are Skyping in from all over to join, and they'll eat Sue was having popcorn because she got hungry watching us eat.
That's so funny.
But people will Skype in because we do need that. It's that tribe that.
Yeah. Because it is such a tribe when you're going through the program that there's a, tribe extension is
Oh, and that's why I
important.
started it, because after I graduated, and I was like, I'm not doing the intensives, I want to, that community has to keep going.
Yeah.
Because the intensives is just, they're so amazing. And the community that is built in there, you have to keep it going. I have to do my part to.
I have my version of first of all, I have the school, but I also always had my version of, you've met Carol, a friend that's, she was an acupuncturist, but she's also a psychic and a healer, and, I have my people I can go to and say, this client or this, you know what I mean? You have to have those people.
And that's what our meetings are. Most of the time we're talking shop.
Yeah.
But I can't do this alone and not have, I have to have these people that I know, that I trust, that I know have my back and I have theirs. They can say anything about what happened and it's safe and they're supported, I'm supported.
That made me want to cry.
Oh. Do you need Kleenex?
I got it, thank you. Because the reason I'm getting emotional is because Michael isn't just speaking for himself. It's all of us that are doing this. That tribe is really important.
Yeah.
That's partly why I also started the school, is so that there was community with it, because it's, we are the weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
But we're making weirdo normal.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share about your experiences?
No, I'm just really happy to be doing this. I'm happy that I found you, because you are, the way you teach it is, I think, the way it should be taught, and it is very practical, and it's real world, and it prepares you to actually do this work for yourself. And and have a good time and connect with people that feel like you do about animals. So, I'm And I'm honored to be here, obviously.
Me
thrilled.
too.
So.
What a fun interview. If anyone has any questions, comments, observations, I'm going to go ahead and share that, again, end of the month on Sunday, I'm teaching animal communication in Orange County. End of March, I'm at Edgar Casey teaching EFT in an animal healing weekend. But the animal communication level 1 starts January 29th, and that's the 12-week class. You did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, it is.
And that's the early bird special is still on for that, and the early bird special is still on for the intensive, the spring intensive, where we do animal communication, EFT tapping that we all love, and then animal communication in sanctuary. So we go to like the Gentle Barn. We do quite a bit of stuff. So we have wildlife that comes here. You missed that day. Were you did it a different year. I've had different wildlife places.
Oh, I saw the photos. I was like, oh my God, you're talking to owls and snakes.
And
Yeah.
wasn't there a falcon?
I've had her here a few times. So
Oh,
yeah, we had a serval one year. We had a fox walking around my garage.
nice.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So,
Anyway, so lots of fun coming up, and again, the early bird special still, and we take deposits, have payment plans, the whole thing. So if you're interested, please reach out, because someone, Carrie or Claudia or me, will get you connected, get you hooked up.
okay, so Cyan Quail says she loves the whole tribe thing. Cindy Genster says, because tribe is all we have. True. Bernadette, I totally agree with Michael. Karen,
Who all is here?
yeah, Karen Thomas says, great job, Michael.
Aw.
Carrie Betts, you rock, Michael. Paula Wheeler, enjoyed hearing you, Michael. Ruth Curry says, thanks, Michael, you're an inspiration.
You are.
My EFT tapping partner, Ana Maria Zuluaga from my home country, Colombia, says, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Joan.
Aw.
Connie Cox says, thank you, Michael, Joan, and Claudia. Great talk. Michael, Joan, and Claudia, thank you, and keep on rocking it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Thank you
Yeah.
for being my first guest. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And Live with Joan is officially launched.
Yes, Live with Joan is officially launched. And I also want to say, so I'm giving you guys time. Next week would normally be the third week of every month would be the book club. And we're going to wrap up with my book, Energy Healing for Animals, because I promised at the end of Energy Healing for Animals we would do this one little part. But on February 18th, look what we're going to do. Oh yeah. The Gentle Barn. And guess who's going to be sitting in that chair? Ellie.
Yeah.
So that's February 18th. And then we've got lots of books coming up after that. Yes?
Can I just say something about the book really
Yeah.
quick? I know that there are some stories that are hard to read and hard to hear, and I'm not just talking about the Gentle Barn. Michael, I would love if you chimed in on this too, because we've talked about this. Sometimes it's hard to see the things and look at the things, but I think we have to go through that in order to come out at the other end and be able to help and be of service. Because if we hide and I don't want to see it,
Yeah.
then we can't be of service.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, when we go through that, we are soldiers in a way that nobody could describe. And there is nobody more inspirational than Ellie.
Yeah.
Yep. I've read that book. It's an
And
amazing
it's
book.
hard in the beginning, right?
Yep.
It's very hard in the beginning,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
But
It-
look what becomes of it at the end.
yeah, I mean, she has 600 people a day going through the Gentle Barn on Sundays. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she has private groups
Yeah.
of, at-risk youth. And then she's got a Gentle Barn in Tennessee and a Gentle Barn in Missouri. I've been to all of them. I've taught at all of them. Yes, I have. But anyway, it's really important that if you can get the book and read it and join the book club, we'll get to go through the book and go ask her anything we want. So yeah, it's going to be really fun. And apparently I'm being squeezed out by me dog. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And I think this was a great start, and I'm glad you were here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Delilah. Thank you, Barnaby. And next week I'll show the puppy. She was just so wild because her boyfriend Barnaby is here. So it was like, whoa, we can't do this. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.